Hello, 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 everybody. Root Beer here, looking at question number 11 on our 2018 Grade 10 Multiple Choice Contest. That's right, it's the Cayley. And we are just starting the questions that are worth 6 marks. So, a large square has a side length of 4. It is divided into 4 identical trapezoids and a small square, as shown. The small square has a side length of 1. What is the area of each trapezoid? Okay, so we start thinking in our head, well, how can I find the area of a trapezoid? How can I find the area of a trapezoid? Well, trapezoids, I'm gonna draw our square picture with a little mini square inside. And then let's talk about trapezoids. So trapezoids are quadrilaterals where 2 of the side lengths are parallel. And you can always find their area by figuring out, well, what are the lengths of the parallel sides and what is the distance between them, so-called the height of the trapezoid. Although height can vary. I mean, you can have a trapezoid that looks like this, and you'd say height here, even though that's a base. But if you know these values, then the area is, and we call this guy h, the area is 1/2 h times a plus b. We find this incidentally, just really quickly, I'll erase this in a moment. We find that by taking a copy of this trapezoid and flipping it around so that it lines up and makes a parallelogram. And so we've got b plus h as a side length, or b plus a as a side length, h as a height, and the area of a parallelogram is side length times height. But since we had 2 copies of the trapezoid, we divide by 2. So just in case you've never seen how to make that formula, that's how we do it. Okay. So what information do I have? Well, if I take a look maybe at this bottom trapezoid, I see that its top side has a length of 1. The big square has a side length of 4, so that gives me the 4 there. But what about the height? Well, its height is going to be the same as the height of this trapezoid up here. Call that h. So we get 2 h's and a side length of 1 should make up the total side of 4. So this gives me an equation. 4 is 1 plus 2 h's. 2 h's is 3. H is 3/2. And now we have enough information. So I got 1/2, the height, so 3/2, and then 1 plus 4, the 2 parallel sides. So that's going to be 3/4 times 5, 15/4. We'll leave it as a fraction. They might have wanted decimal, I don't know. Nope, there we go. And so our answer is going to be D, 15/4, and that's exactly what we bubble in. Now, that's not the only way we could do the question. Okay? That's just the first one that came to mind, but we could also say, well, it's 4 identical trapezoids. So if we said, here, let's move over to another page. So here's another way you could do the question. Right? We've got 4 identical trapezoids. Let's call their areas A. So we know those 4 A's plus the area of this one little square, which is 1 by 1, so its area is 1, must add up to the area of the big square. And it's a 4 by 4, so its area is 16. So 16 is 4A plus 1. 15 is 4A. And so once again, we can get the area as 15/4. And that's especially useful if we don't remember the trapezoid formula. Not everyone does remember the area there. So that's another quick way we can get the answer. If anything, that's a simpler way, but not the most obvious. Okay, so there we go. That's question number 11. Up next, question number 12. Join me if you are so inclined.